This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. I'm Sue Erickson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Pacific Northwest. And I am excited tonight to show you this beautiful new designer series paper that is going to be a free Sale-a-bration item that you can get when you purchase $50 or more. And it's called Flight and Airy, and it is absolutely beautiful. There's this design is all birds, and then the back is a beautiful lavender. The next one, oops, I've got it upside down, but it's got these beautiful flowers with it, and a nice blue lovebirds. And you can cut out these to use as a focal point of your card, or you can use the whole thing as a background. It has this Lost Lagoon with flowers, with leaves on it. Here's another one of the bird themes. It's got this kind of trefoil type pattern on the back in pecan pie. Now I've got some big birds. These would be very easy to fussy cut. There's no die, no stamp set either that goes with this paper, but it stands on its own. Isn't that gorgeous? And then there's this one with the birds. And same theme, but in blue. And I just fell in love with it. When Sale-a-bration starts, you're going to have to order early, because I'm sure this is going to get sold out in very quick order. The colors that are in there, what I like to do with my designer series paper, let me pull this out and show you. Rather than have to flip through the whole pack to see what goes with what, I cut a 3-inch strip down the side, one side of each of the pieces of paper, and then have a 3-inch square, and then I cut it diagonally and I mount the right side and the reverse side. This time I got the reverse side first and the right side. Anyway, that way I can take a look at it. And because my eyes are aging and this little tiny print is really hard to read, I write the colors down in larger print. Much easier for me to see. So the colors are boho blue, bubble bath, calypso coral, crumb cake, daffodil delight, flirty flamingo, fresh frieza, garden green, lost lagoon, misty moonlight, pecan pie, and soft sea foam. And the artists have done an excellent job of combining all those colors into this beautiful designer series paper. So the celebration starts January 4th, and I advise you to jump in real quick. So I have a couple of card ideas for you this time. In addition, I bought, because I could order early, it's called a product purchase premiere for those who went to the onstage at home, the demonstrators. We could purchase certain of the products that are going to be available next spring. And so I bought, besides the paper, I got the paper for free. And I got Perennial Postage. And I like this because it's a mix of fonts. So we've got the plain print and the cursive. And here for you always. Thank you for your friendship. You are loved beyond measure. You're simply marvelous. Big hugs. I can't thank you enough. You mean the world to me. It's got Happy Mother's Day, sending love and best wishes, and I know you will get through this. So it has sayings that will work for most occasions, and it has dies and different size, and they cut out like postage stamps. when you separate the postage stamps. What's really cool is there is this little die that you can cut out and put it as a reinforcer. So if you wanted to make these a tag, you could use this on the end to keep it from tearing out. And there's another one here. You could put one on either side, little tab. And then this cute little thing, and it does not cut. It's just an embossing thing. And if you ink it up by putting it on an ink pad and then running it through the embossing folder, you will get this image and embossed on your card. Very, very, very cool. So these are the two sets I'm going to use. We also were given, okay, where to go? We were given this stamp set. It's Planted Paradise. All the demonstrators got this one for free. Or, well, the convention wasn't free. But this one is a front and back. It's a reversible one. So if you look, I don't know if you can see, but like for instance on this one, can you see the pattern on here? The flowers that are cut. So that side you would stamp and you would get that pattern. But if you wanted just a solid one, you could turn it over and use just this side for a solid image. And so the ones that have the dark backgrounds are that way. No, that's not right. Let's see. I don't think. Yeah, I think they all could be used that way. So anyway, you can use both, and it shows here on the front. This is the reverse, and this is the front side. So you get 20 stamps, but when you can use both sides of them, you have the option for 40 stamps. This is really a very good buy. And what I like about the Perennial Postage is there are no sayings with this set, but these would go perfectly with it. And some of the other saying sets that we have that don't have images are designed to be used with ones that don't have sayings. So let's get on with the cards. I'm going to make two for you today. The first one is this one. It has a top fold, and I have cut out the designer series paper with the smallest here, with the smallest square, so it just fits in like that. Kind of a large postage stamp size. And it really is fairly simple to make. The card base is pecan pie, 8.5 by 5.5, scored and folded. Well, not scored. You don't have to score when you're folding it this direction, because you get a pretty good fold. But if you're going to fold this direction, you're folding against the grain of the paper, and that doesn't work too well. And this is a strip of paper. There's 4 3/4. No, 5 1/4 by 2 inches. And then I'm going to put it right in the middle. This is the back side of this design. That looks pretty straight. The greeting is I can't thank you enough. And my stamp is in the other room. I'll be right back. My stamps are here. My stamp room is just right off the kitchen, and I tend to go and wash my stamps at the sink. So this one is I Can't Thank You Enough. I'm just going to put it here in the center using the pecan pie ink. And I have already die cut the designer series paper. This was a different pattern out of the set than the ones I used for the first one. I'm going to put them up with Stampin' Dimensionals. Going to have two birds looking towards each other and one in the middle. Like so. And then to fix it up, fancy it up, and give a little bit of bling, I have this ribbon that is in the holiday catalog. It is the glittered organdy ribbon, and you can see it has a shimmer to it. And I'm going to make it boho blue by using boho blue. And on this one, I used the dark, but the bow is a whole lot darker than what I really want, so I'm going to get the lighter boho blue. One of the things that I really like to do is to take white, or in this case clear, ribbon and make it any color I want by using my Stampin' Blends. You can do it with the ink pads. Used to be that's how we did it, was to run it across ink pads, but that is difficult to get the color you really want. So you just take the side of your blender pen. Yes, this is much prettier. Be sure you have a protected surface, because it will go through. So you just color a length of it. And since it's an alcohol ink, it dries very quickly. That's part of the problem with you when you're using an ink pen, is that it doesn't dry very quick. You end up getting ink all over your hands. At least I do. Maybe you're a tidier stamper than I am. So while I am working like this, I have a hard time watching for comments. So go ahead and make comments. I will definitely get back and answer them when I get through videoing. How have your Christmas program cards come? Are you about finished with them? I have one more class I'm going to teach on the 3rd. And then I'm going to take the rest of the month off. There's so many things happening at church and all. They're trying to squeeze in another one. Would be difficult to find people who could come. Okay, so that's probably enough. And if you'll notice on this one, I have ends. I have two ends to it, two tags, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I took a block and I tied the bow around the block. Come on, get flat. I think I need to have a little more end there. And it doesn't matter if it's real tight, the knot, the first knot. I think I need to color this a little bit longer, a little bit more. And then I'm going to slide it off the block and cut it like this. Oh, I should cut it at an angle, like that. And then you have this beautiful bow. And I'll color the end of it a little bit more. And I noticed the edge of the ribbon here didn't get quite blue. Trim these ends a little bit more. And put it on with a glue dot. I don't know about your glue dots, but this roll of glue dots I have, the dots are on the paper that comes off instead of being on the other side of the paper. There. So there's the first one. This is light enough cardstock that I think you could write inside without putting a white piece of basic white cardstock in there. But if you wanted to, you could do that. I think I'll probably just stamp like it did on the front. So that's the first card. And that's using the small dies. I think I like this bow better than that one, but they're both beautiful. So we'll set those aside. The next set, next card, is more pastel. It's this one. And I used the two largest dies for that. The base is soft seafoam green. Again, 8.5 by 5.5. And this is the same paper. The large one is the reverse side of this one. I thought it would make a nice mat. And this is one of those things that shows how you don't have to have too much on your card, because the designer series paper does all the work for you. So the spot like that, and then the greeting, sending love and best wishes, is I stamped it on basic white using balmy blue. Yes, I'll do it this way. And then I used the next to the smallest die. And I'll be right back. And we end up with this for the label. Now to add some ribbon to this one, could tie it along the side, but I decided to put it under the tag, the greeting like that. And so I've got a length of ribbon, and this time I'm going to use the dark fresh freesia. I tried the light and it was not dark enough. Didn't show up as well. Just like that. And a little trick to put it behind is take a couple of strips of Stampin' Seal on the back of your, come on, get started. On the back of your label. And then fold it, your ribbon, place it like that. And then you, next thing is to just trim your ends. And we'll pop it up with Stampin' Dimensionals. And there you have it. So 2 quick cards, easy to make. It would be a good thing for a beginner to do, as long as they have the Stamp and Emboss machine. This one would take the regular one. This card you could do with the mini, but this is too wide to get in the mini. So at any rate, thank you for watching. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. This is Friday, Fabulous Friday Facebook Live. Every Friday evening now, I try to come and share with you some cards or a technique, something interesting, I hope, for you. If you have any comments, feel free to leave them. Have any questions? My email is sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is soggystamper.com, and I'll put the directions for making these up on my blog in the next day or two. If you need any of these supplies, now the Designer Series paper and the dies are not available until January 4th. But if you need any other supplies, this is the time. I want to remind you that it's the last chance for most of the items that are in the fall mini catalog, and things are going to start selling out pretty fast. So if you've got some things that you were looking at getting and you couldn't quite decide, better make that decision and get it ordered soon. And my store is creationsbysue.stampinup.net, and I appreciate any business that you give me. And this video will be up on YouTube. I'll put it up there this evening. So thanks for watching, and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again next Friday night. Bye-bye.